Not a day goes by without me thinking about the way the world stood with motion. When you walked into my life and we connected like we share the same emotion. Couldn't help but move the threads of better spiders into each other's lives by chance. All this energy's got us inspired now. We couldn't stop it, just say it can.
Hey there guys, and welcome back to Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Last time was a long time ago because of this crazy Atlas stuff, but last time, we went ahead and, saved the last of Kanami's kitchen, and are now heading forward into, apparently, probably save Kanami, because I know she's in here, and she's even a danceable character, so she's got to feature in the story somewhere. So that's my guess as to where we're going right now. After Risei's team left the... Oh yeah, this is Margaret. After Risei's team left the dressing room, Nozomi sat completely still, next to Ochimazu, who remained standing as if lost in thought. If you don't move, she can't tell you're there. She's like a T-Rex.
Still dealing with that social anxiety?
Huh? Yes.
Yeah, talking about it is definitely a way to make it go away.
Yes, ma'am. I'm working on it.
I see.
I thought she was sitting. She looked like she's standing. An awkward silence lingered between Ochimazu's severe expression and Nozomi's downcast face.
Can you perform at the festival?
Of course she can!
I can. I'll do it.
I see.
If you don't mind, please check my LMB dance.
Are dressing rooms really the appropriate place to do this? I feel like you'd hurt yourself. Dressing rooms are way, way smaller than a stage.
Sure. Go on.
It's also interesting that she's the one that brings us up this time. Normally she's not. Nozomi stood in front of Ochimazu and then began dancing with all her might.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, that isn't it. You're not getting it at all. Nozomi, you need to pour emotion into that final pose. Yes, like that of a man risking his life to prove his love.
And how can she relate to that? She's never been a man. As much as you want her to be.
He leaps into a busy street as the woman, seized by the memories of her dead fiancé, watches in terror.
Why would he do that?
A truck screeches, stopping inches away from him. He slowly turns to the woman and cries out, "I will not die!"
Wow, that's like one of the worst... And he's on a crutch for some reason.
I don't understand that at all. Could you explain? I'm sorry.
I love those sections, but they make less and less... Actually, no, I can't even say that. They made no sense the entire way through. Even after leaving the dressing room, I just can't shake my anger. I know I'm being childish, but that doesn't mean I can just shake it off.
Makes me so mad! Stupid Miss Ochimizu.
Risei-san, please calm down. If a leader loses control in front of their team, it could lower everyone's morale.
That's right. And don't forget, I'm always on your side.
I'm not sure that has anything to do with the previous statement, Teddy. I think you just wanted to say that.
Whenever it gets tough, you can jump into my arms and cry as much as you need to. My fur is yours.
Also, you're on a narrow platform in front of a bottomless pit abyss. You might not want to be a creep right now.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get back on track. Well, now that we've saved Sumomo and Nozomi, let's go and meet up with Senpai and the others.
This isn't the case, but I totally misunderstand that as, oh geez, you're right. If the, next logical step to what I'm doing is to cry into Teddy, I'm obviously doing something wrong. I need to fix this.
They said they didn't encounter any major problems either.
That's very good news. Shall we head for the rendezvous point then?
Well, wait, I thought they heard something, terrible. We nod to each other and start walking forward when we notice Kanji scrunching up his face in effort and cocking his head. Huh? What's going on?
Kanji-kun, what's wrong? Is there a problem?
Nah, just thinking about something. You know how that rumor talks about the other side? That's here, yeah?
Yeah?
Do you mean the Love Meets Bonds festival rumor? Let me see. When you look at the website at midnight, an unfamiliar video plays. And in that video, you can see a dead idol dancing.
How do you remember it word for word? Holy crap, Naoto.
And anyone who watches that video is taken to the other side, never to awaken again. Now, back
Oops.
to your question. From what we've experienced, yes, we believe that we're on the other side. Why?
Well, we haven't run into much here.
Yeah, are you trying to get at the fact that all the people that got taken have not been located? Because that's totally what makes me think they're the shadows.
Just the idols we saved, that damn voice, and those weird-ass ribbon shadows. But the chumps who watched the video are taken here, right? Then, where the hell are they? Shouldn't we be saving them too?
You've got it wrong, Kanji. Those people are still in our world, never to awaken again.
Which is why when we liberate the shadows, they go back up into the sky.
From what I've gathered, the victims are left in a comatose state. I came across no reports of missing persons. There was an eyewitness account of a victim being pulled by something, but he was in a coma. Just like... No, wait. You're right. It is strange.
Just like coma, just like what?
Now, Chan? What's wrong?
Wait, just like didn't the idol go into a coma? Kanji's question seems simple, but as she's replying, Naoto suddenly interrupts herself and goes quiet. I could feel the tension in the air. Did Kanji actually point out something serious?
Rise-san, do you remember the first time we came here?
Huh? Yeah. That video and the rumor actually popped up.
Then those ribbons ensnared us, pulling us into this world.
Oh, that is true.
Unlike the other victims, we didn't fall into a coma.
Yeah, that's true.
The next victims were the idols of Kanami Kitchen.
Well, they seem to be. They very much are trying to specifically grab people that are wanted by other people. Which, again, I kind of feel like the entire premise of this game was set up only so that would actually work.
They apparently went missing, and we eventually found them all here. None of them fell into a coma, and neither did we. Just like our first time. That's why I missed it.
Missed what?
Are any of you familiar with the condition known as apathy syndrome?
I sure am.
It appeared a few years ago around Tatsumi Port Island. Victims lost their sense of self, unable to even speak.
That is. I hadn't put that together though. That's right. This is totally apathy syndrome.
I was researching it recently for the sake of another case. It seems the symptoms of apathy syndrome were, in actuality, the side effects of shadows leaving the human body.
I never knew that. That totally makes sense though. So it wasn't because I always thought that it was a case that like whenever the dark hour came, because there were shadows that would occasionally be out and about other than the big shadow at the end of the month. Because we knew that every once in a while, like Akihiko, before they went into Tartarus, we just go out and train and look for shadows at night. I always thought those were shadows that were escaping from Tartarus, just, as the month. But no, that's why the case of apathy syndrome increased as the month went on, because more and more shadows escaped. But then, does that mean when we fought the big shadow at the end of the month, the case of apathy syndrome went down? Did that cause some of the other shadows to run back to their host?
Shadows leaving?
Yes, as we're all aware from personal experience, shadows and our hearts are closely linked. We came to face and accept our shadows, thus attaining the power of persona. But what about an average person? What would happen if their shadow was forcibly removed from them?
Interesting. Okay, so shadows are the dark part of your human desires, but apparently they're related to your human desires, and if you lack that dark element at all, then you just aren't able to want anything. I mean, that's the same thing, really.
Wouldn't they get that apathy syndrome?
There seem to be some differences between the Tatsumi Port Island incident and this one.
Well, yeah, the shadows came in here instead of going around.
This is merely a theory, but regarding the victims of this case, I believe their comas were induced by someone removing their shadows by force, hence the more acute symptom. I was mistaken. I assumed there would be some degree of discrepancy between the rumor and the facts, but in truth, the rumor was accurate. We were the outliers, the special cases.
We're special!
Most likely, our control over our shadows was what kept us from falling victim.
That makes a lot of... That's why... Okay, that totally makes sense then. This entire game, I was thinking that we got pulled in here because it really wanted everyone to perform and, you know, to embody their public image. And since we were all performers, although with the caveat we were only performers because of the way the plot was set up, but with us all being performers, that's why we came here in physical person. But no, if it was trying to pull our shadows out, and our shadows were not a disparate part of ourselves anymore, but something we had willingly accepted and incorporated, that's why we physically came in here. Because it couldn't get our shadows away from us. We were too intertwined.
Wait, then what about those kitchen girls?
Fair question.
They were acting normal in here like us. Are you saying they use personas?
They would also be considered special cases. Recall what that voice said. Both Sumomo-san and Nozomi-san were shocked when that voice brought up their most private information. It would be natural to think that the voice knew them from the start and pulled them in here deliberately.
Okay, and that's actually then good. I wasn't completely off base because I kind of assumed the same thing with Risei. And I thought that you and Naoto were just happened to be with Risei.
In addition, when Risei-san, Senpai, and I were pulled in here, it was around midnight. But for them, it must have happened earlier, between our initial meeting and the time they were reported missing. Meaning their case does not meet the rumor's condition of being pulled in at midnight.
But how come they're so special?
Because they're amazing!
That would be because they are the main guests of this midnight stage.
Main guests?
That voice called this place the midnight stage.
Okay,
did it
good.
not?
Then I was completely right about the second part.
Naturally, a stage exists for the sake of the performer using it, and the audience watching it. The 4 members of Kanami Kitchen were summoned here for a purpose, to fill the role of performers for these stages.
Why would they want Kanami's Kitchen instead of Kanami or Risei?
Risei-san, I suspect the same was true for you.
So does that mean there's a stage 4 Risei somewhere?
What? Me?
Well, you're more famous than they are.
I said we were pulled in around midnight, but that and watching the video at that time were merely coincidence. The fact that stages were ready for both you and the idols of Kanami Kitchen.
Okay,
proof
awesome.
itself.
Hold on a sec. So does that mean this world was made just for Risei-chan and Kanami Kitchen?
And Kanami as well, I'm sure.
And if they're the performers, are the shadows the audience? Where did those guys come from, though?
Exactly.
Those are the shadows that got pulled out of people.
Do you recall how that voice talked about shadows coming to this world looking for bonds?
I wonder if the voice isn't even aware that the shadows are being pulled in here by force.
And I'm sure we all wondered why we seemed to be able to communicate our feelings to these shadows.
I know Ghostcrawler did. Or Ghost Trickster. Stupid too long of World of Warcraft.
There is but one explanation to it all. Suppose that, like the times we each faced our own shadows, these shadows too are entities which share a close connection with the human heart.
Hey, you trying to say that they're...
They're the shadows of people who saw the video on the LMB site and fell into a coma?
That's what I've been thinking the whole time.
So that's what it means to get taken?
Yes. However, judging from the fact that some saw the video yet remained conscious, we can conclude there is some method to the selection of those that were taken here.
Interesting. I hadn't thought of that part.
Now I see why those shadows felt different from the ones I know.
Just as I'm recovering from having a bomb like that dropped on us, even though it puts us closer to the truth behind the case, I feel a sudden dread and alarm bells start going off in my head. The LMB site is still up on the web for anyone to access. If everyone who sees it has their shadows ripped and thrown into this world...
Guys, this is not good. As long as there are people who try that rumor out, this world will keep being flooded with their shadows.
Yeah, but again, we can release all of them at once.
That means... Ah! What is this? An earthquake?
What's going on? Whoa! Everything's all shaky!
Let's hurry. Something might have happened. We need to join Senpai and the others, fast.
Alright. Let's do it. Oh, is there a third path? Wow, okay, wow. I was not expecting to come back all the way up here, so there's an entire story for Kanami as well. I was really looking forward to seeing what was going to happen, you know, when the two sides got back together. But okay, I guess we're doing this then. Maybe it's not actually as long. I wouldn't expect it could be. But who knows? We'll find out.
Let's go, everyone.
Right.
Oh god, I don't remember what she sounds like at all. Miss Ochimazu got pulled in, and Yusan and his friends just jumped in the plasma as if they're chasing after her. About half the people who were here just a moment ago vanished, and is half? It's just you as far as I know, and maybe the camera guy. Well, what just happened? I don't even know what the heck's going on here. All I can do is stand dumbfounded in place.
Huh?
Whoa, wait.
What the? Rise-senpai? Yusan? Mizuchi-Mizu?
Where'd they go? What's wrong, Kanami-chan? You seem flustered.
Inoue, did you not even see what happened? Is it something where, like, normal people can't even see what's going on, and Kanami can for some reason? Oh, okay. Inoue-san wasn't here a moment ago, but he seems to have noticed something weird. He comes over to me and quickly, he still looks pretty composed. When he sees I'm alone, Inoue stops to look around before giving a little sigh.
Huh? Where's Miss Ochimazu?
And everyone else?
Oh, dear. And she said she would look after Kanami-chan while I was taking a call.
Inoue-san, this is terrible. I mean, this is really bad!
What do you mean?
I do my best to explain what's happening to Inoue-san, who's tilting his head dubiously. But as I'm explaining things and sorting out what happened in my head, I get the feeling there's no way he'd believe me.
Ribbons? That's what took Miss Ochimazu, Rise-chan, and the others?
I mean, on the one hand, I can see why it'd be fairly implausible. On the other hand, we do have 4 missing people, and now, like, I don't know how many missing people, what? And plus, you just said about half the people disappeared, so there's a whole bunch of people to corroborate your story. If it was just you, I could see why they'd be like, that's really weird. I'm not sure what's going on here. But when you, the camera guy, the guy at the computer, the sound mixer, you know, all of them all agree on what happened. Also, why is your green screen blue?
I'm telling the truth.
I mean, you can have a blue screen. That's totally a thing, but still. And why does your green screen change color as it moves down? I mean, that's a very, very, very marked color difference. Sorry. Editing stuff.
It really happened, didn't it?
Trying to get him to believe me, I turned to the cameraman for support. They should have seen everything that happened. Okay, good. Cameraman nodded. I was still taken aback, but Inoue-san just smiles at them in response.
I'm gonna have Kanami-chan take a break, if that's alright.
Okay, Inoue-san, you're stupid.
Odd. Miss Ochimazu isn't picking up.
Because she's in another world, you doof! We just told you that, and had it corroborated by people that were nearby.
It really happened. I mean, I saw with my own eyes.
Just slap him and be like, okay, look, stupid, there's like 8 people in here that all agree on what happened.
I know.
Again, I'm being the 8 people because she said about half the people just disappeared. And we know that, like, Rise and the entire investigation team and Miss Ochimazu all went into the portals. That's 9.
I'll manage somehow, so don't worry too much about it, Kanami-chan. I just needed to confirm the password on the documents. Miss Ochimazu said it, and it's 4 digits, so I have an idea what it might be.
Ochi? Mizu? He's not listening to me. Again, smack him. Seriously, that's what you do with guys that don't pay attention to you. Inoue-san's tone is calm as always. I doubt he's believing anything I said.
Inoue-san.
This is tricky, though. We already can't reach the Kanami kitchen girls, and now add Miss Ochimazu to the list.
I really liked Inoue's. One time, I can understand from a normal person that walks in, and someone says that a portal opened in the sky and people got dragged away. I would be dubious as well. But to deny the first-hand accounts of, like, you know, half a dozen people that are all saying the same thing, and at the very least, even if you don't believe that, to be like, well, it's weird, she's not picking up, when If nothing else, when 6 people tell me that these people just disappeared in the room, you should be slightly more concerned with, oh, you guys are crazy. I'm going to pick up the phone. Oh, that's weird. She's not picking up. I wonder why. When people are just telling me she got abducted.
This is just gonna end up adding more fuel to that rumor.
What rumor?
Oh, haven't you heard? There's been a rumor going around about the LMB website. It's absurd, but supposedly if you visit the LMB website at midnight, it plays a cursed video. They say people who watch it get taken away to the other side and never wake up again.
Oh, so that's how Kanami ends up in the other world.
A cursed video?
It's been good for the website's hits, and interest is certainly up as a result. But considering the details of the rumor, it's hard to be too happy about that.
I'm happy about it. Wait, what?
Other side?
I don't know why, but my head suddenly starts feeling all hazy, and I end up zoning out. Seeing me react, I notice on nods as if he's just reaching a decision on something in size.
You seem a bit drained, Kanami-chan. You're free to take the rest of the day off.
Huh?
Things could get complicated in light of these events, so leave things to me. I'll adjust your schedule and contact you with the changes later. So if you're not feeling well, try to rest up for now.
But I have a magazine interview after this.
We'll have to cancel it. We don't have the whole group together after all.
No, Inoue-san's words make me remember... Right, Tanami and the others are still gone. Though it makes me a little sad. I realize now's not the time to get all wrapped up in that.
But Inoue-san, we gotta look for Mizochimizu and the others.
Kanami-chan.
Okay, I understand.
Just hit him! You have 6 people that all support your story.
I'll check in with you later, so make sure you get some rest.
I'm almost guaranteeing that line about almost half the people disappearing was a mistranslation or something. Because if it was just the cameraman and her, it would be a little bit more understanding that Inoue-san's actions. But for what they actually told us, it makes no sense.
Excuse me.
That's interesting. I hear chimes. I wonder what that's indicative of. Are you gonna write a note put it on the wall? It only takes a few minutes to get out from the studio into the dressing room, but this time the trip feels melodic and far away. I pressed the issue one last time before I left, but all he told me was that he'd do something about it. I was forced to back down, and it was like I was being shooed away. Maybe I'm too timid. Rise-senpai told me the same just yesterday, too. I can't keep being like this.
I'm positive Inoue-san doesn't believe me. What happened a minute ago? I hope Mizochimizu and the others are okay.
Oh, they're totally okay. Just got abducted and thrown into a weird other world.
What should I do? What am I supposed to do?
Well, luckily you don't have to do anything. They're handling it.
The police. Oh, no use. They'll never believe me. The agency. Wait, that's Inoue-san, so that's no good. Oh, the PR team. Yeah, no. They just end up hating me.
I don't know, they could spin this pretty well. I was lost, completely for a total retreat. The ultimate despair. The shutdowns keep piling up in my mind as I droop my shoulders in defeat.
Oh, seriously? What do I do? I guess I should change for now. Oh, I just have to think about it on the way home.
What the hell was that?
Oh, this costume's so tight in the chest. Oh, have I gained weight? Nah, no way.
Have you gained weight? That doesn't... your breasts got bigger. You got surgery, remember?
I can't sit myself up and back anymore either. Ah.
I am kind of glad they, blacked her out before they did this.
Even the buttons seem like they're gonna pop off. It's finally off.
Oh, she's taking it off. Why is she complaining about all that about trying to get it taken off? You usually do that when you're trying to get something put on that doesn't fit. That's right. The teen idol Kanami is just a disguise. I hide myself from the rest of the world. The real me is... what is the real me? Nothing special in particular, I guess. Just an ordinary girl. I got a boob job.
Plain clothes are plain great.
Damn it, where'd he go?
The cops! Call the police! Oh, this is no good at all. We gotta hurry and find him!
Ooh, Inoue-san?
Huh? The police? Are they shooting a movie?
Maybe the cameraman called the police since you wouldn't. What the hell? As I'm wondering what all the fuss about, in the hallways, the dressing room door suddenly opens. Even Inoue-san knocks before entering, so I have no idea who could be barging in like this. The man who comes in is out of breath and darting his eyes around shiftily. I don't recognize him at all. He kind of reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite. Hello, suspicious man.
Who are you? Do you have the wrong room?
Where's Kanami?
She's...
Talking about Kanami Master, the one who signed with Takara Productions. Who the hell are you? Why are you here?
Me? Well, Oh!
The stranger grabs my arm and glares at me with a scary expression. Something's not right about this person. Now that I look closer, he's gripping something in his right hand that looks like a knife. Am I in a pretty dangerous situation right now?
I need Kanami's blood to lift the curse.
Wait, what?
I accidentally saw that video. Without her blood, I'll be taken.
Wait, what? What? Okay, this curse took a really weird turn. I wonder if this guy is just like watched too many horror movies and is like, oh my gosh, yeah, and just like decided his own cure out of nowhere.
Curse? You don't want blood. You really don't.
Yeah, that's biohazardous, man. That's no good. You need to be wearing like full personal protective equipment before you even try that.
Kanami-chan, are you alright?
Kanami-san, is everything okay?
Does it look like everything's okay? The door slams open, the staff comes pouring in. Looks like everyone's worried about... Well, I imagine so if there's some crazy person with a knife running around. Sorry, but thanks too. I don't think everyone who came to help, even all the frozen stiff and being used as a shield by the man behind me.
Not so much.
Don't come any closer. I'm serious. There's no way I'm letting some dead idol kill me.
Dead idol?
Yeah, she's still alive, dude. I mean, I know what he's talking about, but that's what she's got to be thinking. It certainly took quite a twist.
Now what?
Oh, awesome! Dojima is in this!
Jeez, Dad. You should have asked him where he was going to be.
Well, yeah, but...
Awesome! Ace Detective! An intense-looking man passed by the door. He looks just like a dad, and my eyes meet his for just a second. Man froze his brow, seeing what's going on. His expression goes a little scary as he slowly walks into the dressing room. Who is he? I don't know this man either.
Look, just bring Kanami in here. If you don't, I'll...
Don't even think about it.
Who are you? This ain't stage, pal. I'll do it, I swear. And if I'm doomed to die from some video, then I'm gonna... That situation's crazy.
Good job, Dojima. This is why you're my hero.
I said don't even think about it. I took vacation days to come out here. Don't make me do this crap.
It happens in a flash. I blinked and suddenly the man using me as a shield was pinned down on the ground. Wow! I don't know what's going on, but this gallant hero from just out of nowhere just saved me from real crisis. That's when I hear Inoue-san's footsteps. He appears in the doorway, startled by the sight in front of him.
Kanami-chan, are you okay? Dojima-san.
Don't worry about him. This guy won't be causing any more trouble. Right?
Yes.
This gallant Dojima, he keeps barking out instructions to the others around the room like it was only totally natural for him to do. That is, who is he? All I know is that he's a pretty impressive person.
You there. Sorry, but can you call the cops? I'm sure a couple of guys would be enough to keep this one in line.
right away.
You better not train.
I'm sorry, Dojima-san. I'll go with them. I'll be back soon. But can I ask you to look after her in the meantime?
Sure. I wouldn't know my way around here anyway, so go do your thing.
Thank you for your help.
I wonder what razor he uses that he always has the exact same amount of scruff on his face.
Kanami-chan, I'll drive you home later, so stay here. Don't worry, this man is Yu-kun's uncle.
The good one.
He is? Oh, okay.
Oh, that was tense for a minute.
That was so scary.
Wow,
That was so weird.
That's
over with.
Alright, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. Tune in next time, and we will... I've got to say, I was super, not excited about an entire freaking chapter or, string of episodes that dealt with Kanami, because I don't care about Kanami. She's not one of the characters. She hasn't... Nothing's wrong with her, but she hasn't quite endeared herself to me just yet. But now that Dojima is here, I'm, so much more happy with going with this path. Because, Dojima and Nanako are freaking amazing. And I should have actually seen that coming, because I know that Nanako also was put in as a danceable character, so obviously she has to do something in the story as well. So it totally makes sense that she'll be in this plot line. But anyway, I will see you all next time for episode, what is it? This is 15, I think. Next will be 16, if I remember, maybe? Something. Numbers. See you next time, guys.
Persona 4, dissing all night.
Okay, let's get going.
Oh, it's Big Bro! Yay!
Here's another one.
Perfect. How's that? That went well.
Something true now. I'm not looking anymore. The
It's ready.
Perfect.
How's that? That went well. Yeah.
I can help that too.
All right. How's that? Great moves. Yeah.
Looks like you're having fun, Big Bro.
Thanks for adding your style, Nanako.
Oh, you're on fire.
All right. You were amazing, Nanako. Let's have fun again. That's it. I think it's going great. That went well. How's that? It's ready. That went well.
I'm starting to have a lot of fun. So cool. Yeah, like that.
Great moves. That went well.
Amazing, Big Bro.
Thanks for adding your style, Nanako.
Oh, you nailed that one.
You were amazing, Nanako. Let's have fun again. All right. Yeah. How's that? That went well. Kusanagi!
Brilliant!
Good, that went excellently.
You're so good, Big Bro. Dad's gonna be really proud, too.
That was my best dance. I wish I could always do that.
Well,